After releasing yet another quarterly earnings report under projections after causing the stock price to tumble precipitously, there's finally some changes happening with Cracker Barrel's leadership structure. And well, what is the fate of CEO Julie Felss Masino that started this ball rolling a couple months back? Well, let's take a look. Don't be surprised with the results, because I'm sure you won't be. But Cracker Barrel restructures their leadership in the wake of recent controversy. Cracker Barrel Old Country Store Incorporated announced a series of leadership and organizational changes this week as the company works to stabilize its image and win back customers' trust after months of controversy. These changes to our organization structure, along with new leadership appointments and promotions, mark a strategic step forward as we sharpen our focus on consistently craveable food and warm country hospitality, said Julie Masino, the president and CEO of Cracker Barrel. Surprise! Who will not be losing her job in the restructuring, despite demands by many Cracker Barrel fans and shareholders. This transition reduces layers of in the organization, as we bring a hyper-focus on ensuring both every plate served and every interaction with our guests reflects the care and quality we stand for. Yeah, but this is also the lady that thought that the people really liked the rebranding. They liked the sterilized restaurants. They didn't want any of that old school country aesthetic. No. They wanted white box, soulless, vapid Cracker Barrel. She was getting all the positive feedback, guys. She went on Good Morning America, and she lied about that. Stated her truth about that. Restructuring includes several notable appointments and promotions. Doug Hissel has been promoted to Senior Vice President of Store Ops, overseeing Field Ops and Operation Services, an 18-year veteran of the company. Hissel replaces the now eliminated SVP of Chief Restaurants and Retail Operations role. Interesting. Thomas Yun returns as VP Menu Strategy and Innovation, replacing Matthew Banton. Yun previously spearheaded several successful menu launches from 2022 to 2024. Okay, so somebody who's actually worthy of a promotion. Okay, Heather Hager. I don't know why I wanted to call her Henther, but okay, double Heathers here. Okay, Hager and Gammon will expand their responsibilities following the retirement of Laura Daly, who was formerly the SVP and Chief Merchant and Retail Supply Chain. Cool. Masino thanked the departing Laura Daly for her years of service, but not Matthew Banton. Matthew Banton, that's his name. You can apparently go touch grass. We are committed to ongoing improvements as we build on Cracker Barrel's legacy and honor the traditions that make this brand so special. It's so rich coming out of her mouth, because we know a couple months back exactly what she was thinking. But the fact that she isn't one of the people getting replaced when she was the one responsible for costing the company $700 million in this record-breaking failure of a rebranding, there's no justice left in this world, huh? Timing of these changes is notable. Cracker Barrel had been reeling from the backlash of his recent brand overhaul attempt, which included a controversial logo redesign and updated store concepts that many fans saw as abandoning the company's nostalgic identity. But no, we really love that stuff. Fallout has been compounded by activist investor and Steak and Shake CEO Sardar Biglari, who has been very public in his campaign to oust Masino, and we've talked about him, and oh boy, he's not let up the pressure, let's just say, of that. But Biglari even sponsored a billboard featuring a parody of the company's rebranded logo with the blunt message, "Fire the CEO." But how will the public respond? Well, it's interesting, because so far, well, at least from available metrics, stock hasn't rebounded, and we're not going to hear another quarterly report for a little while. And given we're heading into the holidays where you're supposed to be spending more time with family, there's going to be more visitors, okay, the likelihood that people are going out to restaurants will improve, and especially the restaurants, the type of which Cracker Barrel would be trying to capitalize on. You would think that things would improve, but what's the internal perception of this? Obviously, they shuffled a couple of deck chairs that are up there on their own personal Titanic, but is that really going to mean much? Especially when they think, when it comes to the backlash, a new claim on Cracker Barrel's rebrand backfire, social media bots were really behind the backlash. Oh shit, they haven't learned a goddamn thing, have they? Of course not. And well, we can go to some of the one of the source articles, at least from Restaurant Business, Cracker Barrel logo backlash was fueled by bots. According to the data, more than 44% of social posts made during the first 24 hours of the logo debacle were likely created by automated accounts with an agenda, according to peak metrics. Oh my god! Many of the people claiming to be upset about Cracker Barrel's logo change last month weren't even people at all. And the rest of them were conservatives, and are they even people to begin with? According to the data from research peak metrics, more than 44% of the social media posts mentioning Cracker Barrel in the first 24 hours of the logo backlash were likely created by bots. Oh my god. Fake accounts that can flood social feeds with auto-generated posts and comments. Yeah, you know those bots like Elon Musk, Big Larry, the ones that would force the reversion in less than a week, but they were all bots, right? Findings suggest that at least part of Cracker Barrel's uproar, at least part of it, was not an organic response from real consumers, but rather manufactured by bots with an agenda. Bot posts fell into two main buckets: critiques of Cracker Barrel for going woke and abandoning its heritage, and calls for leadership change, boycott, or logo reversal. It's interesting, because for years, well, ever since Masino took over, Cracker Barrel has been floating with more ideological bents. Rainbow-colored chairs, a bunch of DEI policies at the corporate level. But highlighting that's just simply bot behavior. And then, yes, calls for leadership, a boycott, and a logo reversal. Well, all of that stuff happened, so yeah, interesting how effective these bots are, apparently. Peak Metrics found strong evidence. The response was coordinated, for instance. About 70% of bots used the same wording, it said. What is this, Cracker Barrel outrage, or promotion for the latest Disney product? But it could not say for sure who was behind the bot accounts or how exactly they were being operated. It did conclude that the bots were likely based in the United States. Oh, okay, I thought that they were just going to go ahead and hit for the trifecta here by saying social media outrage, bot campaign, and also they were coming out of Russia. And though bots fanned the flames, the negative reaction to the logo change started with real people. Oh shit, particularly right-leaning accounts like Planet of Memes. Dude, there are much bigger accounts that you can point to, but sure, okay, Peak Metrics said these posts then sparked activity from bots that amplified the message. The situation snowballed to the point that President Donald Trump weighed in. Oh, right, yeah, that famous bot farm, the White House, urging Cracker Barrel to go back to its old logo. Steak and Shake, the fast food chain owned by longtime Cracker Barrel critic and shareholder, let's not forget that, Big Larry, also made numerous posts attacking Cracker Barrel. But yeah, man, all of this stuff kicked off August 19th with the Cracker Barrel logo redesign that ended up by the end of that week. Oh no, by Monday, right? Because that went in over the weekend, and it just absolutely exploded over the weekend, leading to a total course correction, now resulting in multiple executives losing their jobs, other people coming in a very unenviable position. But yet, the person responsible for all of this still sitting on top her golden rocking chair, Julie Felss Masino. Things aren't really going to start to change until she personally feels the wrath. Fire the CEO? Yeah. Until that happens, don't expect anything substantive to change. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.